It's not the biggest national park in the United States, and even with 3.7 million visitors a year, nor the most popular. But it is the grand overachiever for environmental diversity. There's nothing quite like it, with snow-capped mountains, deep, eerie rainforests, and wild, dramatic coastline. This is Olympic National Park. Photographed from space by NASA astronaut Jeff Williams, it seems fitting that this peninsula in Washington state in the Pacific Northwest is named after the home of the gods. Like Poseidon, god of the sea, storms and earthquakes, it literally rose from the sea. Or perhaps more prosaic, the floor of the Pacific Ocean, which borders 73 miles, more than 100 kilometres of the park's coastline, erupted when two tectonic plates collided 34 million years ago. Crashing into each other, they uplifted the ocean floor and the sediment of basalt and sedimentary rocks formed by lava from underwater volcanoes to shape the mountains. The highest, Mount Olympus, is just shy of 8,000 feet, almost 2.5 kilometres above the ocean. Olympic National Park covers almost 1 million acres, 400,000 hectares, 95% as protected wilderness. The forces that created this environment thousands of years ago are still active today, sometimes imperceptibly, other times dramatically. Tectonic plates continue to push the mountains higher. And as climate change takes hold, glaciers are rapidly receding, and scientists predict they could almost totally disappear by 2070. Melting snow and rainfall that carved their way from the mountains over the millennia created 3,000 miles of rivers, streams and lakes. But inland from the wild coastline and the dramatic mountains, there is another world. Temperate rainforests. Serene, calm, eerie. This is the Hoh rainforest, famous for what is known as the Hall of Mosses, epiphytes that fasten onto trees without harming the host. Dripping from the trunks and branches, they draw nourishment from air, rain and fog. This is one of 4 distinct rainforests in Olympic National Park, remnants of the Great Pacific Northwest rainforest that stretch 2,500 miles, 4,000 kilometres, from Northern California to Alaska. Unlike tropical rainforests near the equator, temperate rainforests have a mild, cool climate which keeps vegetation growing in the rich sediment deposited on the valley floor. They owe their very existence to the Pacific Ocean and glaciers. Thousands of years ago, erosion caused by slow-moving glacial ice carved out the Hoh River Valley, trapping moisture from the ocean, heavy fog, and 140 inches, 3.5 metres of rain a year, making it one of the wettest rainforests in the United States. Massive coniferous trees like Sitka spruce, western red cedar, Douglas fir, maple and western hemlock can grow over 300 feet, 100 metres, and live for 1,000 years. Their canopy provides shade to vegetation below, broken only when the trees fall, decaying on the forest floor and giving life to new trees, ferns and mosses. The cycle of life that has gone on for thousands of years. But there's another phenomenon in the Hoh rainforest. The silence. In 2005, soundscape artist Gordon Hempton searched for an area where the noise of the outside world failed to reach. After 13 years of research, just such a place was found, deep in the rainforest, where the only sounds were made by nature, broken only by commercial airlines flying over the park. The spot they found was described as the quietest place in the United States. It's been symbolically marked with a small red stone, just 1 inch square, and called 1 inch square of silence. With an abundance of hope, they then asked the airlines to voluntarily avoid flying over the national park, and remarkably, they agreed. But it was short-lived. The US Navy began training exercises with its Growler jets over and around Olympic National Park. Despite public pressure, legal challenges, and condemnation by the United Nations World Heritage Committee, it continues. Forged by the violence of earthquakes and volcanoes, Olympic National Park is now officially one of the most serene and quietest places on Earth, or at least 1 square inch of it. You have to go a long way for peace and quiet. Olympic National Park could be just that place.